I've had a few different questions between TikTok and YouTube, and people doing some requests to see certain things, so I figured I would do a quick update to share a lot of that. And to give you a quick look at the label to show you that it uses 10 amps of power, it says cooling capacity at 10,000 BTU. Here on the back we do have a removable filter, so you can wash this. Another thing you could do is you could take a vacuum to all the filters as well. Now this is going to be your drain plug. You're going to primarily need that one for dehumidify mode, and you're going to want to use the drain hose, or you're going to have to drain it every couple days probably, depending on your humidity. Now typically when you're running the AC mode, it's going to exhaust out through the window, and you normally are not going to deal with having to drain it unless you are in an extremely high humidity, and then sometimes you might still have to do some draining. You also have a drain plug down here as well. Alright, so one request I had was to show how to connect this on the back of the unit. It's really easy. As you can see back here, there's a square, or maybe it's a little bit more of a rectangular. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your hose and you're just going to slide this right on. This will only fit one side, and this will only fit one side. You're just going to take it and just slide it down, just like that. And that's all you got to do to connect it to here. Now one thing about this one is that it has an easily adjustable panel. So you just have this little thing you just flip that, and now you can easily adjust this up and down. And then once you adjust it to what you want for your window, lock it. But get that in your window and just close the window right on the panel. Now another thing that you could do is that you can get some insulation like the strips, and you can put it on both sides to help insulate. Another thing that I do find that does help is if you do close your blinds or your curtains. And there is one other thing you can do is you can get one of those covers that goes on the hose. I don't have one anymore. I do need to get one, but they make a huge difference. Now one other thing that I've had requests for is to show the wattage use of this. People wanted to know how many watts this actually used. So we will be using my watt meter for this. Now this does come with a remote control, but there are easy to use controls right up here at the top as well. But let's go ahead and hit our power. Right now it's going to be fan mode, and I'll show you what the wattage is in fan mode as well. So in fan mode, this definitely takes up a lot more wattage. That's in low. If we go to high, we're using about 137.5 watts average. Now if we go into dry mode, that's going to be your dehumidify, so that's going to kick in a condenser. It is going to use more wattage. And with dry mode, we are using over 500 watts. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go from fan mode into cool mode, and I will set the temperature, and this one will go all the way down to 60. So we're using the 133 or 132 in the fan mode. The compressor kicked in. It actually wasn't that loud. And we are using about 550 watts, 555 watts, so pretty close to the same as the dehumidify mode. You could also adjust these to go to the flow that you want. Alright, so after a couple of minutes, it did peak a little over 800 watts. And it does put out some pretty cold air. Alright, so we're looking at about 850 watts at its peak. Overall, it puts out a pretty good amount of air. It's pretty cold. Anyway, hopefully this answers some of the questions that I got, and it gives a better idea what to expect with this AC. It puts out a lot of air for how small it is, and it doesn't use a whole lot of wattage. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.